Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Loren Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wake that ass up. That's right. It is hump day, y'all. We halfway there. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Welcome again to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Loren, and I'm feeling pretty good today. Finally catching up from all that travel the last few weeks, only to my goddaughter is getting married on Saturday, so there's a lot of stuff there we got going on. So I'm highly favored. I'm blessed today. How are you? Drop it in the comments. Oh, I want to thank you guys. I didn't even know this was a thing until YouTube hit me up yesterday. We hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday, and it's all because of people just like you. I want to thank you. And you know what? I'm glad I brought that up today because I don't even know what it really means. I'm like, oh, okay, and what's that mean? We're going to find out because I have a feeling today's guest is going to be able to shine some light on because he's a digital marketer. We're going to talk about programmatic. You know, you have to take your time with that word or it can get sloppy. It can get real messy. See, let's just call it the P word. No, never mind. I might get put off the air. Programmatic. He'll say it right, the right way. Advertising. We're going to talk about that today with Joey LOWERY. He's a digital marketing specialist, which I just mentioned. And I want to know from him. I'm going to ask him, so how do I capitalize on that 1,000 subscribers? Why did YouTube make it such a big deal? I'm old school. I don't know a lot about that. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason I'm so glad, you know, I rarely have marketers on the show. I had a bad experience with one way back at the beginning of my career in this world of influence. And I've been kind of shy about it, gun shy since then. But, you know, you can't clump everybody into one container. Not everybody's the same. And Joey LOWERY is going to prove that today because he's got some good news for everybody. So first of all, my manners, where are they? Good morning, beautiful people. So happy you're here. Come on in. What was the number? Somebody send me the number for a week ago today. How'd we do? Last week, our biggest day was Friday. I think we had over 2,200 people at one time. We're at 236. We got a ways to go today. What was it? 1,011 last Wednesday. So can we beat that today? Can we beat that? Let's go for it. Tell a friend. Where is that? Let's put that on the screen. All you have to do is, where is it? I want you guys to share this out. Just share this broadcast out there it is, with one other person. That's all you got to do. And we will break our record, right? Bless others in the manner in which you want to be blessed. So listen, a lot of you solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, people who are sitting on the fence, considering, you know, going for your own thing. Let me tell you why marketing is so important to all of us. First of all, when you work for yourself, you pay yourself, not wholesale, like when you're working for someone else, but retail. You're going to get every penny, or you should at least. And then also, why continue, if you have something, why continue pouring all of your energy into the building of someone else's dreams? You might want to try building it and pouring it into your own. So we're going to learn how you can do that more effectively, more efficiently, and the favorite part, profitably. Okay. And that's a P word I had no problem with, profitably. But we're going to get Joey in here. I hear him coming down the hallway right now. Sounds like he's dragging a bag of money behind him. What the hell? $364. Keep going. Hi, Joey. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you at in the world?
I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida, actually, about to get hit by this awesome hurricane coming.
Oh, you got your windows and stuff all? Are you ready?
We're almost there. We're almost there. Yep.
You guys go through that every year, don't you?
Oh my gosh.
Like
yeah, way too much. Plus the flooding. So it's been phenomenal.
Is it worth it? All that sunshine?
At times.
Yeah. So, Joey, I like to do a little thing. I don't really read bios on the show. I like to dip out for the first 60 seconds or so and allow the guests to kind of pour into the audience, create your own vibe, if you will. And then I will come back in, probably take something out of what you just said, and that'll be where we start this interview. Is that okay?
Sounds great to me.
Okay, I'm going to dip. I'll be back. Take it away. It is all you.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm Joey. I've created a marketing agency kind of by scratch, and basically went from being fired to now hired myself as an entrepreneur. So we've worked with companies ranging from Sprint to Boost Mobile, from the local mom and pop type companies, even agencies reselling us. And in our first year, we did over 7 figures, and now continue to be kind of a thought leader in the digital marketing world. So it's been a lot of fun. It's definitely been one of those things that I think was a lot harder than I thought it'd be. And so now, as I've went from going to be, or have been now, a Amazon bestselling author, to now speaking on stage and helping businesses grow, it's definitely been a very unique path, I'll say. And I am all about the aspect of pushing forward. And so I'm really excited to be on this show, and look forward to telling my story and diving into a lot of details around programmatic advertising.
Programmatic. So say it again.
Programmatic.
Yeah.
We can call it problematic, though. We can call it problematic.
Oof. So actually, I think we found something, didn't we, guys? Yeah. We're going to show a little clip here, which, so we can get that Reader's Digest definition out of the way, and then get into what it is you do, because your company, Media Shark, correct?
Yep. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And how long have you had that?
About 5 years now. Yeah, we're 5 years in.
Okay, so you've worked all the kinks out. Well, I say that because a lot of business fail in the first 5 years. You're still standing, so that's your social proof right there. Perfect. So let's take a look, you guys. We're going to share this out and take a look.
Traditional advertising
Oops, sorry, that's me. I did.
was like selling surfboards to the landlocked. You could reach a lot of people, but not always the right people who actually want and need what you're offering. Programmatic marketing changed that. Programmatic marketing gives advertisers a more intelligent way to connect with consumers, one-to-one. It's based on the automated buying and selling of online advertising. Here's how it works. Advertiser Totally Tubular wants to sell more surfboards. So it hires a programmatic marketing platform which is able to identify online consumers by demographics, geography, interests, behaviors, time of day, weather, and device. For Totally Tubular, these consumers live within 3 minutes of a beach, are highly educated, who consume surfing content across multiple devices while on their lunch break on sunny days. That kind of consumer is of huge value to Totally Tubular. Targeting those exact consumers with old school advertising, challenging to say the least. That's no problem for a programmatic marketing platform like Acuity Ads. It uses real-time first and third-party data to identify the best online audience for the campaign. It then buys digital ad inventory through an auction, one impression at a time across multiple devices, in places the audience cares about. And if needed, through building direct relationships with publishers that have the right audience. Those ads can be highly personalized based on each consumer's unique interests and behaviors. Intelligent connections are made, insights are generated, and performance is optimized, all in real time, and way more efficiently than traditional advertising. The precision of programmatic marketing saves money and drives growth for any marketer, any audience. To learn more about how to target and connect intelligently, visit Acuity Ads.
No, we're not going to boost them. They're not.
Man, you're showing my competitor. What are you doing? No, I'm kidding.
I know. I took that out. But
no, I don't care.
But I liked it because the graphic, I'm a visual.
Yep.
And when you put those like pie charts and graphs, I want to vomit and pass out. So I like that one because it was like fun and this and the other. But I didn't. I should have stopped earlier. So
I
don't go to that
company.
company.
So, yeah, I know them very well. They're
you do?
I do.
Oh.
I do.
Can we use? Let me turn this up. Can we use something I'm doing as a guinea pig today?
Let's do it. Yeah.
So that because okay, because I actually have this stuff in the works right now. And honestly, I know we booked you, but I didn't really get in there and swim around and what it meant until this morning. So I want to know this. Let's start here. So I have a webinar that I'm working the kinks out. So I'm doing all the free parts first, right? I was mentored to head towards YouTube for advertising for a webinar because they sit down for 10 minutes or more on an average there to gather their content. Not like people on Facebook who are and Instagram who are constantly scrolling. They don't like, plus the people on YouTube are used to being interrupted because of the advertisements there. So they're not. So what is this? So anyway, a person like me who is, the goal is to go evergreen with the webinars, So how could I benefit from working with a person like you?
Yeah. So, I mean, one, costs. I'll say that right off the bat. One of the biggest things I think a lot of businesses or just people in general don't realize when it comes to running ads is no matter what, the platforms like Google or Facebook, or I call them the demigods of the internet, they're going to take your money. They have no issue whether you get what you want out of it or not. And
Right.
so, working with a professional, whether it's, me or my team or even anybody, usually we've spent enough. I hate saying it like this. Sometimes we spend a lot, whether it's our own money, other agencies, other companies, and we know what works and what doesn't. And so, for us, we've spent millions of dollars on YouTube. And so I will say, though, the power of what YouTube provides right now is second to none, just for the aspect of, back in the day, if you think about Google, everybody was going there. It wasn't as expensive as it was today. I mean, you could get clicks for pennies. Now, for example, a divorce lawyer in Los Angeles, California, or a DUI car wreck lawyer, it's almost $50 a click. A single click is $54 almost. And so YouTube right now is let's call it, it is owned by Google, but it's the new Google. From a search, what you're able to accomplish on there. But most importantly, as you mentioned, the buyer intent, they will sit there. And so, if you were looking for the best placement, YouTube's, the way to go. Now, on the reverse side, there's different.
That was true. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm just going not to interrupt, but I want to throw this, and I'm going to butt in every so often. You guys put your questions in the comments in the chat, please. Because it's almost like, especially since I got bitten way back in 16, it's almost like a lot of people take marketers when then they know a marketer's coming. It's like when you're going to a used car lot to buy a car, you take somebody with you that knows cars. Come with me, because how they are down there at the car lot. So it's kind of like that. People are very suspicious because we don't, the layman, the solopreneur, the entrepreneur, we can't really see behind the curtain like you can. So, okay. So keep going. I just want to put that out there, you guys. So you can trust him. Okay. So
and I think that's a beautiful point you brought up, though. I mean, this industry really is the Wolf of Wall Street. You can get screwed, or, you can have a lot of opportunity, and there are, I call them the 24 or 25-year-old divorce coaches that have never actually been married, but yet they're out there coaching and doing things. This industry is full of spiders and webs. I mean, it really is.
Amen.
And going back to YouTube, though, like I said, the search intent's there, the people are there, and yet they're still not being abused by advertisement yet. So that's why I would encourage any business, solo entrepreneur, or just in general entrepreneur itself, or business, to dive into YouTube. Using a marketing agency, whether you want to or not. I mean, shoot, do it yourself, spend the money, and you'll realize, I probably should have hired somebody else, because now I'm throwing money out the window and the machine is happy to eat it.
So what is the process, Joey, for a person like myself to understand? Because here's the thing, and I've had an independent person too that I hired it was Facebook. And I'm not kidding you. I just said, forget it, girl. It was during COVID. And I was trying to pivot because all my on stage, I had 17 gigs that were on the books when COVID hit. They all fell off in a week. So I had to pivot. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do something for my coaching on Facebook. It was $3,000, and we were still in the testing phases. I was like, no, I'll go stand on the corner first.
So that's the funny thing is no one tells you that part, is that the first thing that you need to do, and this is most important, we call it a targeting sheet. You need to fill out a piece of paper, and you can do this at home. I could happy to give it and put in the show notes for someone to download. But what you want to figure out is, who is my audience? Who is honestly, from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, who is the people that are most likely to engage? And then also who's probably the least likely? And also, more importantly, who do I not want to show my ads to?
I know that's right.
And you need to lay out, their age.
Oh,
their
wait,
income.
I'm sorry. Did you say ass? Show my ass too, or did you say ads?
That's not ads.
Okay, sorry. Hey,
yeah. I was like, man, shoot, did I say that? No. You got me there. So, but figuring out your audience, that's most important. I mean, you have an audience who's engaging with this show, but at the same time, you have an audience that doesn't want to watch the show. And
right.
You can waste so much money trying to advertise the people that don't want your product or service, or just you, and thinking that, man, my ads aren't working. But the problem is you're targeting everybody. And you need to know who your exact online audience is before you jump on any ad platform, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or Google.
Okay, so I come to you and I know who my audience is, which I do. I know who they are. Hi, audience. Then what do we do?
Yeah. So then what we do is we create the ads. I mean, and that's where it really boils down to, what is it that we're trying to accomplish? Making sure that we always have two things in mind. It's either fear or urgency. There needs to be a reason that I'm either going to miss out if I don't move forward, or I also need to realize, man, this is a limited time situation that I need to move now.
Okay. So is it different, Joey, when you're promoting a product versus a service?
It is. I mean, here's one of my biggest mistakes one of the biggest mistakes I see with these businesses. There's two situations that will happen no matter what. You will either get what you want out of it, which could be a lead, sale, or a conversion, whatever you want to call it, phone call, even.
Yeah.
Or you need to get some piece of information from them. And one of the biggest mistakes, whether you are a service or you're selling something, or, let's call it a, B2B, it doesn't matter. You need to have something that you're going to give your audience to get some type of information from, if they're not going to convert. So when people go, is there a difference when it comes down to what type of businesses should be on YouTube or shouldn't? No, the biggest issue is, do you have something that if they don't convert, can you give them something in exchange for information? Now you can just shoot emails to and market to them for free. So I don't see there being a real big difference. It's just, does your message apply to the people that you're trying to target online? And most businesses and solopreneurs, yes, there's definitely an audience there for it.
Okay. Now, personally, and it's always been my model, to at least at the beginning for a space until the trust has been built with the people that I'm seeking. I like to build a bridge of trust. So therefore, I'd like to lead with value. So I take the price tag off and put it down the road. So what I'm getting at, like free webinars, free information, free this where people can come. So the free part, when you're just building that trust with your clients or your ideal customer, do I need a person like you for that piece, or do I wait until I've built it and now I say, Joey, okay, we're ready. We don't want to break the bank. We don't want them to go poor. Have to sell a kidney to attend this webinar, which is chock full of value. But let's put a $25 price tag on it. 90-minute webinar, right? Do we bring you in then or before?
Yeah, I would take a step back. Well, one, I'd say you'd bring in before, just because, again, if we're going to the platform, it's like we're going to go buy a car. Well, you might as well make sure that you have all the things lined up correctly versus walking on the lot and realizing, oh, shoot, I'm not prepared, or I'm not ready for this like I thought I was. And there was something we left off, but that depends too. Sometimes I definitely have agencies that will, or consultants that'll go, pickpocket you first and be like, all right, well, I'm good to go now. Best of luck to you. That's where it gets shitty, to be transparent.
Oh, you're out of money? Oh, and we were just about to get there. I know. Sorry. Better luck next time, sucker. Right, pretty much.
Absolutely.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, and the other thing too is I'd say honestly stay away from free offers. The internet is loaded with free now. So
really,
I would even charge $1. I mean, yes, when they pay attention, and every business needs to realize that too. Is that your competition is going to offer something for free? So charge $1. You're going to look unique.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you got me. Because I'm like, for real?
Yep. One of the biggest selling businesses, or one of the fastest selling businesses on ClickFunnels, the marketing software program, the funnel guy, Russell Brunson. The guy sold a $17 and made our $17 product program. Now he had upsells for sure down the road, but $17, and he sold over, I want to say it was like over $10 million worth of his webinar or sales online. But it all started with a $17 offer. It wasn't $99 or $97. It wasn't $1,000, and it wasn't $1. It was $17. And it's because it's such a unique number based on the psychology of it. But he didn't give away anything for free. And yet he was one of the top selling funnels and part of the ClickFunnels community, which is wild to think that you would think something with free or something super expensive would be. But no, it was $17.
Wow. So what is that, Joey? Tell us from the mind of a marketer. What is that thing? Okay, because now, there we go. ADHD, by the way, plus downloads. So between the two, here's a new idea. What about this? The old thing, $29.99 or $29.95. And I'm like, why don't you just say 30? We know that extra, but they do it because
it's been a psychology play for so long that the mind thinks that it's not more expensive. It's a little bit less. The problem is it's overused now. I mean, that's like just free. You see free, you see free, you see free. Russell Brunson now has coined the 97 thing. So you'll see a lot of sevens now, $9.97 or $97. It's because of this weird psychology that we believe that it's just a little bit cheaper than breaking that boundary, and usually it involves a 3-digit situation typically, but it's completely a psychological game.
So after a person sees a number or the word free, what is the next vetting piece for a potential conversion? What is the next thing they look for to say, okay, or
Well, do you answer what their question is or what their need is? For example, let's say you're a plumber or you're an electrician. I got an issue at my house. We're about to get flooded. I lost my power. Generator's out. I need someone to come over right now. Do I have to go to your website or, whatever it is and not get the answer I need? Do I see that you have 24-hour, 7 days a week service? Do you give me exactly what I'm looking for in my time of need? There's a reason I clicked the ad. I'm interested. Are you telling me what you're going to provide me is true and what I want? Or do you go on a list, which is what I hate, is do you just tell me so much more about you where you're not solving my problems? That's the second thing that you need to be focused on is, do I solve the problem of the people that are engaging with my ads right away?
Right. Ad. We got to go there, because right now, every time we hear the word ad, everybody here is seeing a different image of what that means. So let's put that up on the screen if we could. When you say the ad, are we looking at a static image? Are we looking at a video? Is it animated? Is it the person? Is it like, if it was my thing, do they need to see me? How do we know what's a good ad?
So my big thing is, first, let's say this. You always got to do competitor research, no matter what. Just like we'll use the car lot situation. If you're going to go buy a car, you just don't go walk on the lot and say, that's the one for me. No, you've called around, you've looked online, you've done your research. So you can go to Facebook ad library, look at your competitors and what they've been running.
What's that?
So Facebook it's called Facebook ad library, or now it's Meta, whatever, but Meta ad library. And what that is it shows anybody running ads on Facebook, doesn't matter who it is, and you can put their website name in and you can see what ads they've been running on Facebook. And here's a little hint. If they've been running something for a long time, it's probably because it works.
So you have to know the name
of the business,
not just the category.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an Arizona tea?
Nope, it's a little energy drink. Yep.
Oh, it has the colors of. I used to.
I love Arizona teas. I do.
Yeah. Okay. So if I say, for instance, I would say webinars, but I would have to go and find a person with a webinar and plug in their specific name, correct?
Correct. Their domain name or their website name. But that's not hard. I mean, honestly, you just go to YouTube and type in, technically, anybody related to your type of industry, and see who's basically, more or less showing up on YouTube, or even go to Google and look it up. But the nice thing is, if you turn off your Google or let's say YouTube ads, let's say you pay for premium so you don't get ads, turn that off or go on a different account and look up stuff related to what you're trying to, let's say, push on the webinar, and just see who's running ads against these topics. I mean, everybody knows the general idea of what their topic or what their talk or webinar is going to be about, or their product or service.
Sure.
So go see who's running similar ads to, your niche.
Okay. So let's go to this. I feel I'm ready for a person like you, a team like you have over at Media Shark.
Yep.
What about budget?
Okay.
How do you set the budget? How do you know?
Okay, so this is the one thing that I hate and I love. This is where I find out how cheap a company is, or my team finds out how cheap a company is. But what it boils down to is one big thing is, let's just say the average cost per click is $1. Just keep it easy. And you want to run this every day. So can you afford multiple clicks a day? So when someone goes, well, Joey, if you keep on, or Media Shark, if you keep on, getting us these leads and sales, we'll keep pouring money in the machine. Well, no shit. We all know that. If you're making me happy, I'm going to keep on feeding you. We know that. The problem is you got to take a step back and be like, you know what, how should I approach this where, one, I'm not breaking the bank, but I feel comfortable enough to take a risk. And one of the things I always tell any business we work with, or same with my sales team, is, if you want us to tell you what a budget is, that's like going to a financial advisor and being like, hey, I would like to make $1 million. Well, how much do you have to invest? How much risk are you willing to take? And we can't always decide that. But I always tell whoever it is, you need to be able to afford multiple clicks a day. So sometimes, if you want 100 clicks a day, that's $3,000 a month, roughly, if you're going to break that down per day at $100 a day. Now, if that's too much, let's say 20 clicks.
My mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the hard part.
I mean, that's a mortgage.
Yeah. But here's my question though. What if that 3,000 gives you 10? That's the hard part. So
what if it gives you nothing?
That's the hard part. Just to be transparent. And this is the hard. I mean, here's my thing is you can go to, for example, inside your Google ads, for example, you can go into Google Ad Planner or Keyword Planner, and it will tell you how much these cost per clicks are costing, and that's a great start. Sometimes, they could be 20 cents. I just use $1 as an example. But as a new business, I mean, I wouldn't go more than $1,500 for a small market. Now, granted, if you're like, hey, Joey, we want to target the entire United States. We want multiple clicks a day across multiple cities and states. And I only have $1,500. So you want me to divide that by 50 states and these cities and multiple people that could be interested in this thing across all these different states and cities? I mean, you might get one click, in half the cities or states, and that just won't convert.
Well, how do you know? How do you know how much to start? That's why a lot of people don't even start. Yeah. They're like, it's too much. I'll never be able to continue this or maintain it. And that happened to me where it was like, okay, there's my $3,000 budget gone. Now what? And I was like, I almost said a cuss word, F it, and threw my hands up.
Well, gosh darn, I'm happy you didn't say it. That's the thing. Okay. So instead of looking at ads, look at SEO. YouTube SEO is a real thing, making sure your videos rank for people that are searching these topics.
Talk about that. How does a person know that if it is or not?
Yeah. Well,
ranking.
Yeah. Put in your topic or service. When you put in programmatic advertising on YouTube, I used to actually rank in the top 5. I want to say, this was years ago, but I haven't touched it, but that's the one thing people should focus on, honestly. It takes longer though. Remember, this algorithm, Google itself, does not want you to win. They want you to spend money. They are Uncle Sam. And if you want to actually dominate online, you have to rank.
So what does that mean? People hear that. It's like the hits charts, Casey Kasem. And slot number 4 this week, up 3 from last week is,
I wish I could get that announcement every day of like, oh, you've moved up. That'd be awesome.
So how does the person know where they rank?
Sure. Technically, you have to use other tools such as, SpyFu or Ahrefs, which are tools. Don't get caught up in this aspect. This should be so simple. Type in your niche, your product, your service, your industry, or keywords around your topic, and just go to Google or YouTube, put it in there, and just see if you actually show up. If you don't see yourself, then you don't rank. It's that simple. But the way you rank and the way you get ranked is basically you need other people sharing your stuff. It boils down to one big thing. Are people watching your video and seeing it? So get out there and share. Shoot, we call it black hat, but in black hat SEO, you could go to Fiverr, pay $10 and basically get a bunch of links. They're crap links, but this is one way to do it and test it and get these websites to link and share your video, and now YouTube is seeing that, wow, this video is getting shared, getting seen, getting liked, commented on. Man, it's more popular than the top videos that are currently on there. And over time, you will move up. But it doesn't happen overnight. It can take 3 months to 6 months sometimes. Again, Google wants you, YouTube, spending money. And so they want you running ads. They don't want you doing the easy route.
Whew. Wow. So it kind of sounds like you have to already be successful in order to step inside this lane.
You need to or you need to have the patience and basically grind. That's what it boils down to. I started my business from scratch. There's no investment money. I got fired on the spot, and I literally created my name because I was like, the company that fired me was named a certain name I can't say, but I was like a shark. A shark could eat the name of the animal that they're named after. So I'm going to be Media Shark. And honestly, it took about a year and a half before I started seeing, the fruits of my efforts. Or I could go take a loan out for $10,000 to $15,000 and start advertising. There's no easy way in this game.
Right.
That's how it is. It's competitive. You are on the field playing football, baseball, whatever, and you're now playing in the pros. Now it's either you work your way up or you get lucky and you can juice your way in and take the steroids, take all the hacks, but you're always going to be paying if you do that.
Okay. What about this one? Oh, I'm glad I thought about this one because I have always wanted to know the answer to this.
Hit me.
For instance, when I was running Facebook ads, remember those ones that are learn more? That I always figured that was a good Facebook ad, not a boost. There's a difference. A lot of people think it's the same thing when they're boosting a post. And I heard don't boost. That's just like tearing money up and throwing it in the air.
If you're going to boost anything, I'll boost your confidence and just mail me a check. How about that? That would be
right. Right. So you would go on with that too. Don't boost.
Don't do it. No, all right. So for example, I got one of my best friends that lives down here in St. Pete. He's owned multiple restaurants. Him and his wife were fighting, and I came in, I was going to grab a beer and have lunch. Didn't even know they were in there in the restaurant. And I was just on break. And so I'm sitting there and I just hear them just going at it. And I'm like, oh God. And I just didn't even want to look back and look at them. And I just hear them fighting about Facebook. And she's like, we need a boost. We need more engagement with our posts. We need more people to see it. And he's like, well, I think we should boost it. And she's like, I don't know if that's the right thing. Now, in this case, she was right. Now, I will say, that being said, the way Facebook is selling you on this is that you are going to expose yourself to more people, more audience. No, all they're doing is giving you a little steroid for a moment, and most likely it's to your own audience. So what's the point? If it's just you showing yourself to the more or your same audience, where's the win? You need to be exposing yourself in their business to more. Sounds weird to say it like that. Don't want to expose yourself too much.
Right.
Definitely frowned upon.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go. Yep. But you're not bringing in new audience or new audience eyes. You're just showing yourself to the same people over and over again, just more times.
So here's the piece. This is the question I really wanted. When I would pay for those ads, I could never see it. It never showed up on my feed. I never saw. I was like, well, is it even out there? How come I don't see it? Once I put them pay, I don't hear shit until they tell me it's over and you had this many impressions, and that's another thing. Let's go there next. Well, think
about this too. Like the algorithm, the system itself wants to protect the wrong buyers, so it knows you're not going to be buying your own product most likely. Now, granted, at the same time, if you're saturating the market enough and you are seeing it, that's also a good sign too. So this is the hard part. It's like, is seeing your ad that important? Or here's my question that you should really be asking. Am I getting leads, calls, or form submissions? If I'm not, it ain't working. It don't matter if I see it. It's just not working. And that's the question I tell everybody. It's like, you got to know your statistics. If you're going to spend money on it, if you're going to pay attention. You need to know, how many clicks I'm getting, how many calls I'm getting, what's my conversion rate? Out of let's say $1,000, I got 100 calls. Well, okay. Now I know that what my cost per conversion is $10. So then you come back to me and say, Joey, I need 2,000 calls. All right. Well, or I think I did my math right there. But say $10 a conversion. So every time I spend $10, roughly, I get a call. Well, I need 2,000 calls now. Well, let me just add a zero to that 2,000, and I know I need to spend 20 grand to get those 2,000 calls. So you just got to know your statistics, and you have to get started to know those statistics. And that's just an easy example. I mean, you can spend $100 and know that your cost conversion is 37 cents. I don't want to break down that math, but just trying to get it.
This is creepy because as we're talking,
you saw your ad.
No. Well, I don't have one out there right now. Okay. I'm going to YouTube with mine, but I get this thing. Y'all can't see it, but it says set up your first Google Ads campaign.
It's because Google is always. You want to talk about? Let's talk about something creepy here. Now
are you get out of here? I rebuke you. I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? It's like some evil spirit.
But that's the funny thing is people don't realize Siri's listening to you. Your phone is listening to you. Your anything in this house that goes Alexa on, if it can be turned on by your voice, it is listening to you. That data is being collected. It's called a DMP, a data management program, and it's just being stored. And that's the problem is if I want to go advertise to now you, and you mentioned Google Ads, and I'm a Google Ads agency, I bet you money in the next probably 5 days, you will get, and you got a screenshot to share to the audience, an ad from some type of ad agency saying we can help you with your Google Ads because we're talking about Google and there's something in the room, whether it's computer, it's something else, the phone, whatever, is listening, knowing that you want Google Ads. And now they're going to sell that information to the advertiser in real time, programmatic advertising. Full circle.
I'm looking around, I'm like, see, if I get him run out of this chair and it's just sitting here, y'all, it's because I heard something move. Wow.
The conjuring of Google Ads. Yep.
Wow. Okay, let's head towards the good news side. Well, first of all, will you explain for the novice out here, maybe the person just getting started or the old school that doesn't feel techie? And that's my biggest thing. I have convinced myself I do not speak this language. Okay. And so therefore you're saying things, for instance, impression. You know what I see in my mind when I hear the word impression? Mm-hmm. Like if you were to take your hand and put it in some dough or Play-Doh or something, take it out. Yep. Oh, look, there's my hand's impression. What is an impression?
It's a 2-second, basically an ad being seen for 2 seconds.
Why even tell me about 2 seconds? How important can that be?
It's because they need a way to monetize it. They have to say, CPM, so it's cost per milli, but for every 1,000 impressions that you get, we can charge you. So that's why you'll hear advertisers say it's a $17 CPM. So what they're saying is for $17 per 1,000 impressions, is what's going to cost. So that's how they monetize it. It's just
how do we know it was really 1,000 and not 10?
You don't know. You just don't know.
So that seems like something that needs to be regulated.
Google's getting sued right now. It's called that by the antitrust policy. I mean, this is the thing. It's like, this is not, and this is the hard part to explain.
See,
it's not the marketers that are the problem. I mean, we're the home builders. We're the contractors, if you want to call it. The professionals inside the field, but we're still using the same wood, the same tools, Home Depot to Lowe's. At the end of the day, we still have to use the demigods, to get our message out.
Yeah.
So this is where I get frustrated sometimes, especially with businesses that have been screwed over, because they're like, Joey, Media Shark, this has to work. And then I'm like, I don't want to work with you. I'm sorry you've been screwed over. I really am. But I can't work with somebody who is going to walk into the room saying, well, the clouds, or it's dark outside, so we know it's going to tornado and storm.
You're never going to win.
I can't. And nor can anybody else.
I agree.
And
I
neither
agree.
will you. Yeah.
I agree.
I don't want to go into that whole thought, psychology aspect of call it the secret, but what you see and believe is sometimes what you get. And damn, you got to pull back the shades and look at the sun a little bit.
Yes, I agree. I tell people that all the time to come for my coaching. Don't come up in here wearing shit that smells like soot. I can't help but you ran out of a burning building. Leave that shit out there.
Yep.
Seriously. Because then they're half-assing it. Because they're, you have to say, okay, I learned from it, cut it off, let it go. I'm starting fresh. Or you're gonna mess up, you're gonna sabotage your own success. I feel.
And that's the thing too. It's like, that's such a, whether it's life, whether it's what you're going through, it could be your marriage, your lifestyle, whatever you are a part of. If, like you said, if you're walking in with a suit and you think you're going to all of a sudden, smell like roses or whatever, it ain't happening.
It's not happening.
The one thing I'll say this, if you have one question, or let's say a question that I could ask and answer just for the audience or myself or you, would be, how do I expect, if I don't know how to cook and I can't go to the kitchen and do any type of cooking, how the heck am I supposed to walk into a room or a meal or a kitchen and expect to even understand the process and understand that I know this is a good meal or not? So you need to learn to cook, just to understand and appreciate what's being done for you, and especially to watch out that you're not being screwed over. So when people go Google Ads, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, I ask, how much do you know about the kitchen? If we start talking, am I going to talk, in this Latin terminology and you have no idea? And to me, this is the only way we can express our situations. And if you don't know these stuff, you got to do some research. You got to put some time in.
Okay.
Before you go in.
Right there. Research. Let's talk about that. What does that really look like? Or the definition of it. For instance, if I were to think I was doing research on YouTube ads and the success of them, the mindset and all of that's behind it, what can I do? I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to find the videos of people who are like telling you how to that on YouTube. The top 5 ways to monetize or convert on YouTube. And I'm thinking, well, YouTube probably put these ones here. How do I know they're the ones that are really going to do what they say is going to get me the result that they promise? Or did YouTube put some bullshit? People that they know that shit don't work. Let them keep putting money in. It's going in the vending machine and the quarters are rolling out the back. Nothing's ever dropping.
I need to see consistency. I want to watch, honestly, and this is what I'm just saying. Spend an hour or 2 hours. Go get a beer, go whatever, get a glass of wine. You're going to probably want to drink after watching all these videos.
I know that's right.
You need to sit there and watch an hour or 2 hours, and you need to watch for consistency. Write down the name of the video and then write down the points. And you need to see, wow, these 17 videos have mentioned now this 1 or 2 things over and over again.
Oh, good point, Joey. That's a great point. So you really, and that's another thing, it falls under the patience blanket. You gotta go in there. There is no magic. Well, there is this one. Magic wand. Ding. Did it work? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in there. It's like mining for gold.
It is.
You may come out with 1 flake. Well, it's 1 flake more than you had.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, but still, Joey, it still feels like, and I'm speaking, as I said, use me as a guinea pig at the top of the hour. Here we are. We got 10 minutes left. and I still feel like, oh, I'm scared. I don't wanna.
So
monster under there, huh?
Here's what I would do. Honestly, this is the best way to look at it. If you don't have whatever you want, your conversion, we'll call it, calls, sales, form submissions, whatever the final result is from your webinar, it starts with the traffic or where you're going to send the traffic.
Yeah.
So if you need someone to sign up for something, then you make sure that you have a very well laid out page, because you can send crap traffic and somehow convert. It just works that way. But you can't get great traffic if your landing page or whatever your website sucks. So it doesn't matter. So my thing is, where I see the most people fail or have success isn't in the ads themselves or the targeting. I mean, those are crucial, but it's in the page I send them to. If your page does not convert, which means you need at the top of the page, you need a lead form. You need to offer something. You need to have an urgency aspect, something that has a timeline or a countdown, or I only have so many left. You know, we only have 9 seats left. We only have 5 more products.
Right. Give
me a reason to want to contact or buy from you. If you do not give me that reason at the very top, if I can't figure that out in 5 seconds, you're going to have a shit experience. It don't matter.
So, well, I have gained a lot of knowledge. I'll tell you that much, because I bet you I'm gonna go for something, probably that $17 thing, just to see how that works. Sure. Get out of the free zone. I really thought the free zone was the zone.
Yeah.
And
so test it and then test it against $1 too. Try $1 as well.
Try $1. Which would you try first? The $1?
I would run 2 different markets. I would just I'd say, hey, like I'm in Florida, so I'd say Orlando and Tampa. One's getting a $17 ad, one's getting the $1 ad. And I'm just going to split the budget. So if I'm going to spend $300, I'm going to put $150 over here and $150 over here.
So okay. So where's my notes? Okay. Edit research, Facebook. So the landing page.
Okay.
That you have, that you're offering. So you're inside your $1 thing or your $17 thing, and you lead them to a landing page, right?
Mm-hmm.
For your bigger thing.
Yes, but you get their information first.
Get their information first, and that's from the ad.
So the ad drives the traffic. Now, granted, okay, so like let's just think about the psychology of this. If you're going to offer me something for free and now you're going to sell me something, I feel like it's a bait and switch. But if I just paid for it and I get it, now I expect for another product, and I'm more open to selling that product. And also, you collected their card. So now they got to just click purchase this rather than having to now take out the card, put the card down, and now sign up for it. So there's a little bit of ease here. So if you actually collect money, you should always try to upsell, because it's just one click away. If not,
immediately or after.
Well, it depends on what you're selling. I mean, honestly, it's hard for me to say yes or no, because if it's a $20 product, sure, why not sell it right away? But then also test it. I am a test. You know, find out. You know, if you're going to spend it and try it, might as well run 2 different tests at the same time. Okay. Try to upsell for a larger situation, and then try to downsell for something cheaper.
Okay. People always say, numbers people, they always say, because I had a systems coach 4 years ago, right? Changed my life. Really did. Even though I'm scared to death of numbers and all that. Seriously, I'll hide from the CPA. I'll hide And I'm serious. It's like needles. When you got to go get a shot or something, I'm scared, or go to court, it's the same shit. I don't want to go. I don't want to. They got to drag me. So, but they say the numbers always tell a story. Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you this. The first time I did the webinar, right, working the King's Out, because I don't want to charge people until, you know, and while I'm using them as guinea pigs to figure out the best way, I want to make sure it's good, right? So it's free then. So that's why I did the free, just because I needed to work the King's Out. But the first time I had 38 people sign up, all 38 people showed up, and all 38 people stayed the entire 90 minutes. So what can I use from those numbers to move to the next thing?
I mean, you have the perfect study. I mean, that's perfect. The fact that's like, I had 100 people come in and 100 people stayed. That's so rare. That tells me your content and what you brought to the table is amazing. So now my question is, where do you monetize that? How do you monetize it?
Exactly. I don't know what to do with it now.
So there's 2 things. Let's assume they don't stay, right? I would say at about 1/3 in, that's where you give your first pitch. That's where you give something right there that you're going to offer for some aspect of a discount. And then obviously at the end, you got to make sure, obviously, you're not diluting what you sold in, whatever the first part or
right.
2/3 in, at the end, it's like, hey, if you bought in the beginning, you get this included as well at the very end, in case you want to buy the whole thing. But what if the people don't stay to the end? So my question is, that I always ask is, what are you selling for the people that have a short attention span? That's why I always say, collect an email, or at least give them something for free on the website. So at least you get an email. If they're not going to stay very long and not going to buy, well, at least give me your information, Okay. So in a webinar, do something like that. I mean, you already have them sitting there. So offer something, that's relative and that's worth, assuming that they're not going to stay the whole time.
Yeah.
It's going to get them to convert to buy something from you that's at a low ticket cost.
Joey, how do you feel about, what's the difference? I mean, the different worlds of live going, like, because that one where they were all there and stayed, I was live, and it wasn't even in the platform that I purchased, Easy Webinar. Hi, Easy Webinar. I did it in Zoom the first time. That's where the 38 came and stayed. But then when you're evergreening, you're not really there.
Yep.
Is there a difference? I mean, because I always feel like I want to be there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the scalability. That's the issue, is that when you get to a certain point, you can't put I can't take every call from every client anymore.
Right.
I have a client right now that they're like, well, you seem like you're a small business because you talk to us. Well, also, I really like these guys. Like, this is great. Yeah. And I normally don't, but they don't know that. But they're spending more money now because they get to talk to me, and I love it. And so does the team, but I also can't do it all, And so that's what also I'm saying is, like, the evergreen aspect is going live better. Sure. But if you go live all the time, I know if I miss this week's episode, I'll just catch you next week. There's no urgency here. Now, my thing is the evergreen aspect is like, can you make, I had this guy, let me give a quick example because I know we're out of time.
Sure. No.
There's a course I bought. It was $7, right? Weirdly enough, the $7. And he was like a 3-hour thing on how to run your YouTube ads. All right. And this was years ago when I bought this course. And, this guy, I just see him all over the place on YouTube, just blah, 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 blah. I'm the YouTube expert, whatever. So I'm like, all right. Or no, it was $77 or something with a 7. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, fine. I bought it. It was a 3-hour pitch for me to use them. Now, there were some great tools in there. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But at the end of it, I felt like I'm being screwed over. And so I didn't want to buy that. And so, and I didn't. So that's where it boiled down to one big thing, was like, it kind of boils down to like, are you going to sell me something that's going to be worth it? Or are you going to, take me on a roadmap and then ask me to buy something at the very end? I want to know what I'm getting myself into. So that's okay. That's where
because people are smart, but they're also suspicious. Very much so. From the get-go.
Yep. Absolutely.
Raised eyebrow. Okay. Listen, Joey, explain. We see on the screen, GoMediaShark.com. What do people find when they head over? Because we're hoping they will.
Yep. You're going to find basically our big talk and pitch is Stop Getting Screwed. And then also on the reverse side, you're going to see a lead form where we want you to fill out your information and contact us.
I'm going to do it. It's free, right?
It's free. Yeah. It's
just to get like an assessment.
Just get an assessment.
I'm going to do it. And you guys, I'm going to bring back the outcome to you. So when should I tell them I'll be back with? Remember when I told you I was going over to Joey's company, Go Media Shark? Right. Media Shark. So when should I tell them I'll be back? Like 30 days to have something?
And it just depends on what we talk about. I mean, if you're like, I would say you want to, no matter what, you got to give something almost 60 days. You just really do.
Yep. Mark your calendar. Before the first of the year, you're going to hear back from me about this experience, because I know a lot of you want to go into 25 and you want to be ready to jump. Grow your wings on the way, but you're going to want to jump. You got to reach in order to get it. You got to reach. So, and I'm using myself as a guinea pig because I'm scared shitless about this kind of stuff, but I'm 62. My mantra is get it done. You see what I mean? I don't want to wait until, I'm trying to be the black male Betty White, of course, but I want this stuff to work because I know it is workable. I know people will benefit from it. So I get it. Last question before we get out of here, Joey. Is it true? I hear this a lot. I know when I work with speakers getting their keynotes and stuff together, it's true. But I wonder in the market, people with don't know their own messaging.
Yeah.
Can you guys help people fine tune, hone in, laser focus on their message? Because if it doesn't resonate,
it ain't working.
It ain't working. Can you guys help with that over at Media Shark?
Absolutely. I mean, end of the day, we don't have contracts. So, I mean, not to go on this pitch here by any means, but if we don't have contracts, means you're not committed long-term to us, which means if these ads don't work, the conversions don't work, the money's not working, you ain't staying, and we don't have a business. So we have to be able to, pivot and help you be successful. If not, you don't become a long-term customer.
There you go. All right. Listen, all of you out there, we're not bleeding out of our eye sockets or earlobes or anything from this. So it was relatively painless. Get over it. Do yourself and your business a favor and just dive in and see if it feels right. Right? Good business people use their intuition first and then move from there. I want to thank you. On the screen is Instagram, that_marketing_guy, or also you can head over to GoMediaShark.com. There you go. Thanks again, Joey. I'm going to go in and fill out the form now and get on call. Let's see what happens. I want to thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now, listen, you guys, I'm trying to figure out, well, just come back tomorrow. Listen, God willing, I'll be over on the front porch there like I am every morning, waiting for you to show up. Come on in. Get out there today. Find a little piece of your higher self. Just find an E and an R. Take great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger. My favorite, nice to nicer. I'll promise I'll be here tomorrow, God willing. And in the meantime, have a great day. And I tell you every day in closing, and I really mean it, Dr. Loren loves you. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. See you guys tomorrow. Joey, thank you. Great job, my man. Great job. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.